Hello guys, welcome back to Cassie's Corner. I'm sorry, I took a little break yesterday. I wasn't feeling well and I had to step away from the desk for a little bit. Sorry about that, really, I am. I've missed y'all though, I did, and I'm getting like comments, I'm getting viewers, and people are encouraging me to keep going, so I think that's what I'm going to do. Welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Cassie. Please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you will be notified when I download a new video or whatever. The comments, I like to think of the comments as for me because I get to know who you are. Jake is saying hello. I get to know who you are, and I get to know what kind of thoughts you're thinking and things like that, and I can deal with them a little bit better. So I do like the comments. I think of them just for me, but they do help the YouTube algorithm to popularize my video and that's just how YouTube works. The more interactions you have with your YouTube, the more popular you'll be, or the more successful you'll be in YouTube. So that kind of thing. So please hit like, subscribe, leave me a comment. Let me know where you're from at least. Let me know if this video interests you. Let me know if let me know if you've got a problem that maybe we can talk with. I also have a email account. It's Cassie's with no apostrophe, just Cassie's_corner@outlook.com, and I answer those as I can every day. So that way, if anything is really personal and you have to name names or anything like that, it's not over a common chat thread, and nobody's mentioned. Nobody can think that you're talking about them or anything like that. So I did that just for you all, so y'all could talk to me personally. We talk about depressive behaviors, all I do is give advice. I'm not a medical professional. I have studied in the medical field, but I'm not a medical professional, and I don't say things that I believe, are not true. I'm not going to do anything like that. I can only give advice and tell you what I did as a deeply depressed person. And yes, I'm talking about like being in bed and not being able to talk to people, not being able to get dressed, not being able to see any kind of joy whatsoever in my life. Everything was just poop. Literally everything. I never could take the joy out of anything. And now I'm like, hey, that's just a mistake. Humans go through life. This is life. I have a better attitude. I have a better way of dealing with life. I'm glad I'm here. There was a time where I did not. It wasn't like I was going to hurt myself. I just felt like it was best if I wasn't here for everybody involved, and that was not true. We can't think that way. So I'm a big advocate for depressive feelings. It's a big S word. I do not. Try not to say it, and I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. We try not to. I speak of it, but I don't want anyone else to feel that way. So my job is really only to help people and give advice and tell them what I think helps. I am a big religious person. I do believe in God. I believe in Jesus Christ. That kind of thing. I have a lot of compassion. I have a lot of love in my heart. So I'm not really. I do as I feel like is based biblically, maybe, and that helps me a lot to know that I can feel like I behave Christ-like, and that is biblically sound. So I hope everybody's having a good day. Thank you for joining me again. I am loving the comments. I am loving all the positive influence that that my videos are giving off. We skipped yesterday because I wasn't feeling good. I'll go back to that entry tomorrow because I used yesterday's entry before on day 10. So on day 10 there was a lesson that I did not understand, and I was not fixing to repeat it because I didn't understand it. So if I didn't understand it, I was not going to even try to pretend to understand what was being said. So, but today is day 14, lesson 14, January 14th. And it says to cut the strings that pull your mind. Understand at last that you have something in you more powerful and divine than what causes bodily passions and pulls you like a mere puppet. What thoughts now occupy my mind? Is it not for fear, suspicion, desire, or something like that? And Marcus Aurelius said that in his meditations. Think of all interests vying for a share of your wallet or for a second of your attention. Food scientists are engineering products to explore your taste buds. Silicon Valley engineers are designing applications as addictive as gambling. Really? And yes, they can be. The media is manufacturing stories to provoke outrage and anger. And this is true. These are just a small slice of temptations and forces acting on us, distracting us and pulling us away from things that truly matter. Marcus, thankfully, was not exposed to these extreme parts of our modern culture, but he knew plenty of distracting sinkholes, too. Gossip, the endless call of work, as well as fear, suspicion, and lust. Every human being is being pulled by these internal and external forces that are increasingly more powerful and harder to resist. Philosophy is simply asking us to pay careful attention and to strive to be more than a pawn. As Viktor Frankl puts it in The Will to Meaning, man is pushed by drives and pulled by values. These values and inner awarenesses prevent us from being puppets. Sure, paying attention requires work and awareness, but isn't that better than being jerked about on a string? Wow, what a significant thought. You never thought of it like that. Like the news, all the bad things going around, all the Meghan Markle business going on in YouTube. People don't like her. People really don't like her. I don't understand why she keeps trying. But that's just my thought. Why she's always, nobody likes me, but why do you keep putting yourself out like that? It's just a thought. Just a thought. Donald Trump. I don't know. A lot of people think he's a good president. I guess he is. He's done a lot for America, but he's done, crazy things too, speaking out about things that he really shouldn't speak out about. But nobody's perfect. Nobody's ever perfect. And that kind of thing. We kind of have to steer clear of the BS, so to speak, to keep our mind on what really matters, and that is us. That is ourselves. How we perceive this information, how we are addicted to this information, how we use this information to go about our daily lives. Like if I stayed in the royal, I guess, aspect of it all, I would be trying to act royal, and I would be trying to act like I'm in England, and I would be trying to compete with that type of news and that type of business, whereas here I am in America, and I need to focus on America, and I need to focus on my inner life and not really go and be so British, like my British ancestors. I can't pay attention to over there when I have things to do over here, is what I'm trying to say, I guess. So I hope that has made sense to everybody. I really do. What happens to a celebrity shouldn't be what you focus on. What happens to... We have the Timothy Busfield information coming out where there's child pornography and things like that going on. I really hate that for him, and I hate that for his ex-wife, Melissa Gilbert. I really... that's kind of disturbing. Kind of really disturbing, but we can't let that... be in the way of our behavior. We can't say, hey, oh, if he can do it. Well, guess what? He can't, because he's in trouble now. We really have to focus on what's inside our home. If we cannot control what's inside all of us, there's no way we can focus on the outside. No way. And I'm not saying that if you focus and control what's inside your home, you're going to be able, it's a good idea to focus on external things. No, that's not what I'm saying. We need to just keep vigilant focus on what is good for us. as a person, as our family, our our unit. But anyway, I have been waiting to hear from my daughter. I did this thing yesterday. I had some stomach issues yesterday and didn't feel good at all. And then it come the afternoon where I was like really dizzy, so I had to lay down. And if you know me at all, I don't lay down in the afternoon. I don't lay down when the sun is out. That's just not something I do. But I got really dizzy and I had to. But before I did any of that, I live in a metro Atlanta city. I live, I don't want to say much about where I live. I don't, I'm not trying to like point out where I'm at or anything like that so that you can come stalk me. Not that I'm worthy of stalking, but it's that kind of thing. That kind of thing. I'm trying to protect myself here. But I had to go. I didn't have to, but I spoke to my daughter the night before and she asked me to pick her up tomorrow. So I didn't hear from her yesterday and I kept saying, well, if you're not going to text me, I'm not going to go. But then I thought a lot of her excuses is her phone was not working. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe her phone isn't working. So I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to go and get on the road and I'm going to go an hour and 14 minutes up the road north, of Atlanta. If you've ever driven in Atlanta, you know what terroristic thoughts are happening here. It's just not a good thing to drive north of Atlanta at all. It's not good to drive in Atlanta. People hate the traffic here. And I'm able to navigate it pretty well. I'm able to do it pretty well. And I've been very lucky if I've ever had to drive in Atlanta that the traffic has not been so backed up that it's taken me 2 or 3 hours to. I mean, I know people when they get off work, sometimes they can't get home in 2 or 3 hours. So Atlanta traffic is awful. It's really, really awful, especially it's like work and lunch and things like this. So I was just trying to avoid a later date having to go get her. So I got up and I went there and I got there. And everything was safe. Everything was good. I'm still having stomach issues. And I'm thinking, she's going to pay for all this. She has no idea what I'm having to go through just to come pick her up. She's 36. She got out there by herself. Somebody came and got her. And I guess they can't drive right now. They can't drive their car. I don't know what's going on with her. I'm not trying to pry. So I'm like, she asked me to come get her. So I'm like, okay, I'm here. I'm coming to get her. I knocked on the door 3 times. I called her once. I knocked on the door 2 more times. I called her again. I called my spouse. My spouse called her. She didn't answer. So my husband's like, okay, I think you just go home. And I'm like, what choice do I have? I don't know what kind of neighborhood I'm in. It looks pretty decent. Okay, fine. But I don't know where I am. I don't know. I've never been in this area before. I think it's just best that I turn around and go home. So I did. I turned around, waste a trip. while your stomach is just deciding whether to be a butt or not, literally. So that was my day. I mean, I just laughed it off and thought, I wasn't mad. It's an experience. The drive up there was kind of easy. I had easy directions. I had, so the experience was awesome. It was a nice day. It was a good drive up there. I wasn't really mad. I mean, she didn't deserve for me to do that, for her to not answer the door. She called her dad later and she was like, hey, I was sleeping, I overslept, maybe tomorrow. So I'm sitting here on edge wondering if I've got to make that trip again. But I'm not going to make it until she says, okay, I'm ready. I'm just not going to do it. That's what happens. That's the kind of attitude everybody has. It happens. Life happens. You thought you was doing, what was best for your child, or you made a stupid move and didn't wait for the call to say, hey, come get me. It's 12 o'clock. It's 12 o'clock, people. It's 12 o'clock in the afternoon. How dare I? At least today I am attempting to make a video. Yesterday I was not even gonna. I did turn on the camera to record, and then I got dizzy. I was like, nope, not happening. So that is where I was yesterday. That is what I did. silly me. I'll do anything for my children, and they know it. They use me. They use me. I can't make it. So, today is a different story. It's raining. It's kind of cold outside. It's overcast, and, I kind of nerve-wracked if I have to go out there in this afternoon. I don't think I could do it. I'd have to be like, you know what, you're just gonna have to stay where you are. I don't think I can do it. Yeah. So how's everybody else? Did everybody else have a great day yesterday? I had a great day, other than the frustrating fact that I wasn't feeling good, and I got up and did something without confirmation. Oh my. Anybody else have a day like that? Anybody else? I was trying to think of a story that I could give to compete with that, but no. No, there's not one. Things happen. Life happens. It's the way. I did have a friend say later, with all the stuff that you go through, I can't believe you're, still sane. And I'm like, it's life. Life happens. I'm not the only one that things happen to. If I sit there and think about all the bad things that happen all day long, I'm gonna get in that mood again where I'm sad and I feel stupid, and I hear voices. I hear the voices that used to say I was stupid, or that used to say how dumb I was, or how the big R word I can be. But I wasn't gonna listen to that yesterday. I wasn't gonna let the other voices come inside my head. I was just going to chalk it up to a great experience. I got to drive peacefully. There was one time I did veer off. To the guy in the blue car, I'm really, really sorry. I did veer off, and I did not. I thought I had my blinker on, but it turned out I did not. So he's honking his horn and coming around me, and I kind of almost hit him. And I couldn't have done that because I had a rental car. But luckily, things worked out for the best. Any other time, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, that would have made me cry. I would have stopped. I would have thought about how, dumb I was, or how stupid I was. I would have chalked it up to the worst day ever. Trust me. I would have. There's also a message that I do want to explain, that if people don't realize that they're in bad shape, that they're so negative, that they're affecting other people, if they don't realize that something's wrong with them, they probably are not going to want your help. They probably don't think anything's wrong with them. They probably are comfortable in their sadness, because it's so much of a habit. They might not feel the need to ask for help. And that's where I was. I was like, nothing is ever going to help me. Nothing is ever, any advice that I ever got. It took a long time for me to take anybody's advice. It took a long time for me to consider anybody else's thoughts or advice. It took me a long, long time. It did not take, one day, she woke up and she was fine. Well, that kind of was it. But I did take years and years and years of advice. I remember people saying, you just have to think differently. If it was that simple, I would hit that button right now and we'll be okay. It's not that simple. Or find joy in the little things. And that didn't work either. Oh, yes, we're going to turn the dial on this station and we're going to go find a more positive station. It's not easy. It's a mess. It is very draining. It is very tiring. It is very the exercise to think positively. I mean, even if everybody's like, okay, say your affirmations, say affirmations, go look up affirmations, and you say them. When you say them out loud, there are voices in my head. It's my mom's voice. It's my brother's voice. It's my sister's voices. All the negative voices. Your inside voice, whether you know it or not, is actually the voices of the people saying the negative things about you. And I learned that the hard way when I would do something silly and not sensical. I would, Cassie, you're so stupid, and then I realized that's my mom's voice. That I was remembering my mom's voice. So these affirmations, whether it be I am fabulous, I am beautiful, I am talented, I am cheerful, things like that, if you say them aloud, they work. They drown out that inner voice. You have to say them, though. You have to say them aloud. Remember to be careful about who you're around, because you could be thought of as crazy. Just saying. When you're by yourself and you're in an area where you can say these to yourself. Say it out loud. Say it loud. Say it very loud. And make sure and drown out that voice. Now, to begin with, I had to start with things that were real. Things that I knew were real. I'm a mother. I am not useless. I am useful. I am cleaning the house. I am able to work. I am able to walk. Because these were positive things, and they were real. And I knew they were real. And then it got to where I could be like, okay, I am talented. I am cheerful. You have to graduate kind of in those affirmations, but start with something real. I am a student somewhere else. My grades are, I am worthy of grade A. I am worthy of, 100. You have to start small, because it seems like it happened overnight now that it's done with. But I did not just get depressed and then get happy. There were 10, 15 years where everything was just a big mess. A big mess. Big mess. I did some crazy stuff. Some stuff I don't remember. There are tales. Oh, no. No. Yeah, but start small. But make sure it's real, make sure it's true, so that next time that you want to go deeper and say, I am joyful, I am talented, I am amazing, I am, I am the stuff of miracles. I have to say that to myself a lot. I am the stuff of miracles. And you'll have to go back and listen to some, the one where I'm talking about what, disabilities are, I think is in the title. What do I mean by disabilities? That one will clear that up, where I am the stuff made of miracles. That will clear that up completely. But it's like you have to say things that are real, that are true in your affirmations. I do believe in them. I do believe them only because it has erased, it has helped to erase, to minimize the voices in my head, the crazy mom and brother talk that I've heard over the years. Every day, my mom called me ugly. Every day. I'm not fibbing. I wish ugly. She called me ugly. Or ugh. I was pregnant with my firstborn baby, so I was 16 years old. I was 16 and pregnant. Yep. I had that kind of life. I was 16 and pregnant. I was sitting in a restaurant, and there was the Worcestershire, the Leah and parents Worcestershire, and I kind of was picking with my stepfather, and I was like, well, he hadn't married my mom yet, but I was picking with him, and I was like, my name is on that bottle, my middle name being Leah. And he was like, he looked at it, he picked it up and looked at it, and he's like, wait, I don't see UGG anywhere on this bottle. I laughed so hard I went into labor that night. That's the kind of like, I don't see UGG anywhere on this bottle. That was the funniest thing. That was so funny. Anyway, welcome to my world. Welcome to my corner. I did change a little bit around. I have to get rid of some things up here. There's some things I want to pull and read to you, like when I have a better time, because I did kind of have an affirmation board up here. I don't want to call it a mood board. I don't want to call it anything else, but I did have some things up here in my earlier depressive state to remind me of who I was, to remind me that I needed to say, and it worked. and otherwise I wouldn't show it. But I kind of like that board because on the inside it has stop it! I didn't mean to break it. It has it has like a mandala kind of in it, etched in it. It's kind of pretty. So, but I probably will post like more pictures up there. There's a picture up here. I'm trying to think of it, like right there. My grandson drew for me, and there's a picture of him over here when he was younger, and then a picture of my grandmother, and then this statement. If you say this statement every day, can you see it? I don't know if you can see it or not. Yeah, it's that right there is very very truthful. So I'll pick out some of these. I ordered right here a Diana tapestry coin purse one time, and it had this tag on it, and there's some other things up there, but I'll just end up getting rid of it because right now it just looks like I'm trying to have a mood board, and that's not what it was. It was just I needed affirmations, and I needed them clearly. This was beside my bed for a long time, so when I woke up or before I went to bed, I could read these things and repeat them internally so that I would know to say my affirmations. Yeah, I did it. And that woman is my mom's mom. She was my hero. She raised me. She actually got us when she was about 50 years old. So, and that's not a lie. She was 50 and she turned to Christ and was a very religious person. So, me growing up in the 80s, 70s and 80s, I was in a very religious household, and she was my guardian. And if it wasn't for her, I don't think I could be who I am today. I don't know. She was my world. I miss her so much. When she developed Alzheimer's, I was the first person she forgot, but I had been away from her since I was 18. So, she didn't forget my brother. She didn't forget my sister. She forgot me. And that kind of hurt, but then you think about it, I did move away from her and take my child, when I was 18 years old. So, 17 years old. So I can imagine why she forgot me. You have to think about everything. Think about everything. You can't say, oh my gosh, I was the first she forgot. She don't love me anymore. It's not like that. You have to think about why. I hadn't been there. I hadn't been in her face. I didn't even go home much. My plan was to go home, every other Christmas, but my husband wasn't having that. It didn't work out that way because I still do have family. All my cousins are there. All my uncles were there. All my aunts were there. My brother's there. So, and that was my hometown. I've been here for 37 years. So that kind of thing. Y'all, I hope you're having. Look, that Southern drawl came out right there. I'm from South Georgia, so y'all. Have the best day. I hope the weather in your area is as desirable as you want it to be. And if it's not, enjoy it anyway. Because without rain, you can't have flowers. What do you want, Jacobford? Jake from State Farm. Right down there. Yeah. He's trying to get my attention. I think he's wanting something else to eat. Like a snack. They're snack mongers. I don't know what's wrong with them. But I guess if I give it to them all the time, yeah, they're going to want it. Think about what you're doing, Cassie. Okay, so I have to get off of here, and this computer does not have a whole lot of memory, so I have to delete some things off of here. It says software update available. To install this update, you'll need to free up some more storage space. There's some videos on here that I want to save because they're of me and my grandson. And so I have to go through and do all that before I can install this silly update. I don't know what's going on with it. So, but I do want you to find out Great Big Belly Laughter is the best medicine. And look, I got a new sign that says you're one of a kind. So instead of saying I'm weird, I know I'm one of a kind. I don't care. But I hope you find the Great Big Belly Laugh. Find somebody that you appreciate, even if it's your spouse, your children, the maid, wherever you are, find somebody to appreciate, because that kindness can be very addicting to give out kindness all the time. Find something to appreciate. And I hope that everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day. Not like my day yesterday. I mean, my day yesterday was wonderful, but it was kind of nonsense, and nobody wants to go through that. And please, if you have belly troubles, take a rest. It's okay. It's okay. Everybody deserves a rest, especially if you're not well. And I was not well yesterday. So, I do appreciate the comments. I would rather y'all comment me and like and subscribe and have that kind of thing go on, so that YouTube will appreciate me in their algorithm and that kind of thing. Y'all be wonderful. Be wonderful, loving, caring people. And I will see y'all next time, I promise. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.